Hi there, friends of Fox Hollow Peonies. Hello there to my flower friends and my family. This is Wanda with Fox Hollow Peonies up in Interior, Alaska. And it is a beautiful sunny afternoon today, a sunny Sunday. It's 61 degrees outside, so guess what? I have my tank top on because in Alaska, 60 degrees is tank top weather. Woohoo! So my husband and I, Milt and I, have a flower farm up in a little town called Nenana in Interior, Alaska. We started our peony farm 12 years ago with the plan of having something to keep us active during our retirement years. Little did we know how active that was going to be. Anyways, we started our flower farm back then. And we have since, I have added other flowers to my farm because I've started making bouquets for a farmer's market with my extra peonies and needed other flowers to add to my peonies for bouquets. And I have a CSA in the summers, and I go to do lots of pop-ups and go to grand openings and things like that where I get invited to go sell flower bouquets. And another thing I wanted to mention is you can see I've got my summer haircut. I always get kind of a shorter haircut in the summer, so I got my summer do going on today. But anyways, on this Sunday, I am sitting here making paper pots, and I am watching a college softball game. And if you know, they've got the big tournament going on. Big college tournament going on. I'm turning the volume down just a little bit. Anyways, I am a sports girl. I grew up with 3 brothers, and my brothers were in all kinds of sports. My dad was a semi-pro baseball player, so we always had lots of sports going on in our family. I played sports as well growing up. I ran track, I played basketball. And so if the TV was on in our house, especially if my dad was home, we always had sports on. So I kind of grew up with a lot of sports. So I like as well watching sports on TV. And right now the Women's College World Series is going on with college softball. So I've had that on the TV lately. So today I am watching the college World Series games, and I am making paper pots. And I don't know if you've heard of paper pots before, but that is where you actually roll and make your own little pots for potting plants with using newspaper. And I heard about this winter. There's a farm I like to follow on YouTube, and their YouTube channel is called You Can't Eat the Grass. And if you're not following them, you need to be watching them, because the thing I really love about this couple is that they really show the realities of flower farming. That it's not just, wearing a beautiful dress, prancing through the flowers and stopping to smell the roses. That it's a lot of hard work. You have failures. They show the reality. They just posted earlier this spring of exactly how much they made on their flower farm last year, which they actually went in the hole. So it's a great channel to follow. You Can't Eat the Grass. But she had one this winter I watched about making your own paper pots. And so I'm growing a lot more flowers this year than I was before. And I have run out of, I try to use soil blocking, but in Alaska we can't plant out things until towards the end of May. So I have to bump up all my soil blocks into bigger containers. And to me, making the bigger soil blocks is kind of just a lot of work. So I have found using these paper pots that is recommended on the YouTube channel I told you about is really a great idea. And the great thing is they're very environmentally friendly. They're not like the plastic 6-packs or whatever that are going to maybe someday end up in a landfill. And so I don't have very many of the plastic containers left because I'm trying to get away from using them. So I am making my own pots. And the cool thing is that you can make them any size you need, because you roll them around a round container like a soda bottle or any kind of round container that fits the size that you're wanting. So today I'm making pots about this size. And one of the things you can do with a lot of flowers is if they get too tall and leggy, you can actually bury them deep into your container and they'll sprout all the way up their stem. So I have some cosmos that I didn't quite get to in the last few weeks, and they got about 10 inches tall in the soil blocks, and they're very leggy. So what I'm doing is I'm just putting a tiny bit of soil on the bottom, putting that whole cosmos plant way down in there and filling it up with soil, so only a little bit of the top of the plant is sticking up, and it will root all the way up and make actually a much stronger plant. But this is a flower, is a paper pot. And the way you make them is that you cut your newspaper into strips like this. And then you take, and I'm using this hot sauce bottle because it's exactly the right size. I'm making tall, skinny paper pots today for my cosmos. So you just take and you put the bottle on and you just roll it. Okay? You roll it on the bottle. And then she actually doesn't use any tape on hers. She is able to somehow get them to stay together but I just like using a little piece of tape. So I put a little piece of tape here at the top. And then you take the end and you're gonna crimp it in like this. And you work your way all around the bottom and you just crimp it all the way in like that. And then I actually put another piece of tape on the bottom. And then you just pull it off. And you have a paper pot. And what I found with these is that the roots of your plant that's growing in these actually can, once the paper gets kind of wet, can actually grow right out through this paper pot. And when you put them in the ground, unlike those little peat pots you get, you know, those little discs that are peat, and you're supposed to put them in water and they grow, don't use those. Do not use those. People have dug in their gardens 2 years later and that thing is still sitting there the same size. And the roots actually can't get through that webbing that's around the outside, contrary to how it is advertised. But these are much better. So now I can just take it down to my potting area, put a little soil on the bottom, plunk that cosmos plant in there, fill it up with soil and water it. And I put these in aluminum trays. And these will hold about 20. So that's how you make a paper pot. Much cheaper than going and buying those little 6-packs. Better for the environment, and they work really well for transplanting things in. Here is a tray I made the other night of just shorter ones. It's all ready to go. Same thing, put a little soil on the bottom, and I just take my starts that are in soil blocks and plunk it right in there. And it's a much better way to have your seedlings. If you have to bump your seedlings up into a bigger container, then it's a great way to go. So anyways, busy week this week. Our peonies have not come up yet. I was just down checking the other day, but we just got rid of the snow about a week ago, so it takes a while for the ground to unthaw for the peonies to come up. I am super busy. I can finally plant some of my transplants out into my flower beds for my other flowers. So I'll be busy doing that this week, keeping an eye on the weather, because we can have an unusual frost every now and then. I remember one year at school, it was cleanup day on the 20-something of May, and we actually had snow on one of the last days of school. So that can happen up here. And I have row cover, something called row cover, which is a white gauzy cover that you can buy at a lot of nurseries or plant stores. And it actually protects plants from the frost. So I have a lot of that on hand. If it looks like it's gonna get cold, I'll just go out and cover them for the night. But I've been doing the in and out dance a lot, taking some of my seedlings out during the day, putting them in the garage at night. And I actually have a whole group of seedlings, my cool flowers, they're called, the flowers that actually kind of like a cooler weather, that they spent the whole night outside for the first time 2 nights ago. So that was my snapdragons, status, yarrow, and those kind of flowers that, sweet peas, those kind of flowers that don't kind of mind a little bit of cooler temps. So we're off and running here at Fox Hollow Peonies, and appreciate you guys who are on this journey with me. As some of you saw my post, my husband fell a couple weeks ago and tore his shoulder up very badly. Basically tore all the muscles off of his right shoulder and his rotator cuff, and had to have surgery about a week and a half ago. 5-hour surgery. Doctor said it's one of the worst torn up shoulders he'd ever seen, but he's recovering. He has to wear a sling. He has to wear an ice pack, ice it every hour or so. Spend a lot of time in his recliner and watching YouTube videos. I shared the other day that he's watching all these farm YouTube videos and writing down all these projects that we're gonna do on the farm after he gets better, which is a lot of projects. Anyways, he's not gonna be able to work on the farm this summer. He can't do anything with his arm for 10 or 12 weeks. So it's going to be interesting. My college son, Trevor, is home for this summer, and I guess he's going to be bumped up into farm manager position and taking lots of orders from the boss man, his dad. And we'll see how it goes. But I appreciate all the thoughts and prayers that you've all sent along, and we're getting along okay so far. So thanks a lot again for following us. Again, we have a Facebook page, Instagram page, a website, foxhollowpeonies.com, and I just started a YouTube channel about a month ago, and there are some videos on my YouTube channel, Fox Hollow Peonies. So appreciate all of you following us on this journey, and I hope you have a wonderful week. Bye for now.